up, guys? Movie Junkie for Life here, and this is going to be my review of Den of Thieves, directed by Christian Gudegast, who also gave us films like A Man Apart and Olympus Has Fallen. Oh, I think at least London Has Fallen. I have to look into that. This is a movie that stars Gerard Butler, Pablo Schreiber, I think his name is pronounced, O'Shea Jackson Jr., 50 Cent, a slew of other familiar faces. And it's a story about an elite group of cops who go after an elite group of robbers who they think are planning like the heist of the century kind of thing. So Den of Thieves. This movie, you know, it aims high. It does. It tries. It tries to be like films like Heat and Sicario, films that I hold in very high esteem. And it gets points for trying. It really does. The acting is not bad. I think Gerard Butler's performance here is very good. Pablo Schreiber, I always enjoy watching him. A lot of you will know him from American Gods. He plays the leprechaun in that, very tall leprechaun in that. O'Shea Jackson Jr. from Straight Outta Compton, he's here as well. Everybody is decent in their roles. Everybody does a good job, and the story is not a bad story. We've seen this done before. Where you have these two very similar characters but on different sides of the law, and that's what we get with Gerard Butler's character and Pablo's character. You know, they're basically the same person but very different motives, you know, and they're on different sides of the law. They both believe that what they're doing for good reasons, you know. They both have families and all that sort of thing. So the movie does explore that dynamic. Another aspect of this film I actually like, I think the comedic aspects work. It's not a comedy, mind you. There's a dry wit to this film, and you know, everybody's kind of, Gerard Butler is very sarcastic in this, and it works. I really think it does. But ultimately this film just didn't have that special oomph it needed to make it more thrilling, more suspenseful. I don't know if, I think maybe the pacing of this film, because the pacing is not that strong. This movie's second half drags a lot in my opinion, and it needed to be tighter to go for what they were going for, because the ending is very, like the last 15 minutes of this film is very action packed, it's a very well shot, very good sequence of events that goes on in the last half of this film. And the first half of this film is not bad either, but the middle half, where they're trying to give us reasons to root for these characters, whether you're rooting for the cops or the robbers, it's kind of weak. It's not done properly. I feel like we don't spend enough time with certain characters to really invest in them, so to speak. The person who gets the most screen time in this movie is Gerard Butler, which is understandable. I mean, the director here, like I said, A Man Apart is one of my all-time favorite Vin Diesel movies. I think he's very good in it, and I actually do like that movie quite a lot. But here, like I said, we don't spend enough time with these characters to get that invested in them the way it's done in movies like Heat and Sicario, where you developed an emotional connection, and you kind of, you know, the best movies like these, I feel, the best films when they do these two sides of the coin type of character films, is when there's no clear good or bad guy. When they do that, it pulls you in, you know. It makes everything that is coming a little more thrilling, a little more suspenseful, a little more impactful. And I think this is where this movie falls to me. I don't really get invested in these characters, and they each have their crew. They each have these side characters that add nothing to the movie, really. You know, there's no real sense of camaraderie, you know. So when people die, I didn't really care. They were just characters like, who's that again, that kind of thing. And they needed to develop that. Maybe the movie needed to be a little bit longer to give us time, because when you have these movies with these huge ensemble casts, if you don't spend the time to invest time with each of these characters, we as the audience really don't care when something happens to them. So overall, Den of Thieves, I wouldn't say it's not a good movie. It's an okay film. it really does try to be something more than it is. I mean, if you look at it, if you look at the trailer, it kind of has a straight to DVD, you know, straight to streaming type of feel to it. But the movie is trying to be more than that. And I give them props for trying. You can see the effort in this film. It just, unfortunately, when it's executed, it falls flat of its goal. So I'm giving Den of Thieves a 5.5 out of 10. And do I recommend going to cinema to see it? That's up to you. I think if you stream it, I don't think you'll miss out on anything. You know, there isn't anything really like you need that big screen for to really take in. But you know, if you're a fan of Gerard, if you're a fan of Pablo or any of these characters, go ahead and see it. There's a twist in there. Honestly, I kind of saw the twist coming. Once you're paying enough attention, I think you're gonna see it coming too. But it didn't stop me from saying that this movie is it's an okay movie. It's a good movie. So like I said, 5.5 out of 10. And that's going to be it for this, guys. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. It's much appreciated. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you can click here. I'm also on Facebook at Movie Junkie Continued, where I do reviews and news and that sort of thing. And until next time, bye bye.